In light of the Conservatives' failure to recognize the seriousness of Canada's economic situation, and its failure in particular to present any credible plan to stimulate the Canadian economy, it goes on to say, this House has lost confidence in this government and is of the opinion, and this is the interesting part and the unusual part, is of the opinion that a viable alternative government can be formed within the present House of Commons.
I understand that the global economy, the Canadian economy, is fragile, and so I want the business community, the financial community to know that should we form the government, that the stability of our financial system and of our economy will be uppermost in our mind every step along the way.
The NDP is going to stand foursquare against this government's right-wing agenda.
And we won't be part of a coalition having ministers from the bloc. This is very clear. But we'll consider a coalition that would respect more Quebec values and interests. So this is why we're having those discussions, because we just can't accept the proposals made by the government yesterday.
Well, Mr. Harper has not presented any stimulus package for the auto sector, for the aerospace sector, for forestry in British Columbia, where workers are losing jobs left, right, and center. He has, in fact, shown very little concern for those workers. He has shown more penchant for partisan political games by doing what he did. I can tell you, I mean, usually I never talk about the caucus meetings. I can tell you the caucus meeting, there was absolute unanimity in the caucus yesterday. It was that this is not about politics, it's about the economics, it's about the people's needs, and it's about people, it's about Canadians. And that we were focused on the need to have that stimulus package, which this government didn't care. I mean, they're playing games with the budgetary process. They want to go with the economic statement now, basically saying we're not going to be into a deficit in 09-010. We know there's going to be a huge deficit. If you bring forward a stimulus package, there's going to be a deficit. But the whole world is now in consensus on the need for stimulus. You know, the U.S. is doing that, and McCain and Obama are working together to do that.
I know what's at principle for the New Democrats is that in this time of dire need for this country and for our economy, the current government was unable to meet with a minority parliament and form some sort of consensus about the way forward, chose a very partisan, cynical path instead, and what we are left with is another option. Now, keep in mind that the New Democrats have, under the leadership of Jack Layton, have attempted to work with parties of all stripes to get things done for this country now. But suffice it to say that the reason that this started in the first place lies at the doorstep of Mr. Harper in his approach and his attitude towards a minority parliament, to one of the worst economic crises in a generation. His attitude was very belligerent and bullying, and did not meet the times, and that is what great leadership is about, trying to find a way under the circumstances to provide some sort of hope for the future and for Canadians.
I'm on my way to Newfoundland to talk to a lot of great Liberals. There's some rumors swirling around about coalition talk and other kinds of talk. I just want to make it clear to everybody that I'm privy to none of it. I'm party to none of it. I'm going to go out to Newfoundland and tell Liberals what a terrible government this is, because that's the key issue. They haven't met the challenge of the hour.
I'm expecting there'll be a leadership convention in Vancouver in May, and I'd sure like to win it. That's all I know.
I know a little bit about this because of the accord that I did with Mr. Peterson back in 1985, so the Prime Minister actually just isn't, constitutionally is not correct.
But I think based on Mr. Flaherty's economic update yesterday, there's a very strong sense from all three parties that this is not something that we can live with. There is an assault on workers, you know, the fact that they want to roll back collective agreements, they want to put on the no strike action till 2011. I mean, this is unprecedented. So I think the opportunity for the opposition parties to work together here to look at what alternatives there are, to us, that's a very important responsibility.